how do you make sure that the data is not going to be used for evil? The news today, the mayor of New York was saying to all those who've signed up for the New York ID card, which in many cases are people who are undocumented, you now have a database of undocumented people that could be accessed by someone. So how do you make sure in an environment where people are already sort of doubting government and not necessarily trusting data, that you're doing it for good and in the service of people and not for evil?
Yeah. The first part of that, and this is such an important problem, because it starts actually with the way we train people. Isn't it curious that we train economists and statisticians and computer scientists without ethics? But as we were talking about earlier, we train if your physician was not trained in ethics, you would really question that. We also train a person that knows how to build a little small embedded device in your toaster so it talks to your washing machine. We don't train them with security. So how do we start having a conversation of how data is collected? Where does it sit? What is responsibility to control? So we have called for in all of our aspects that every training program needs to have it. So that's the foundation. Second part of it is we have to start asking ourselves, what is the control mechanisms by which data is there, and how do you get your data out of these systems? The ability to take it out. In the criminal justice case that we just walked through, the biggest thing about that is the data only flows one way. It flows from the criminal justice system into the healthcare system, and that is done by intention because of HIPAA, the rule set, the legislation, the law that protects data. So the criminal justice system never gets to see it. It flows in there and it's got the protection. What we're about to face, though, as we go into this next generation of things, is what's the next generation of that, especially as algorithms become increasingly black box, what is typically referred to as the artificial intelligence style algorithms. And that is a framework where many of the people here, especially in RAND, need to start applying their idea sets to what this needs to look like. And there's parts of it happening, but the pace of technology arc that is changing and the ubiquity of these solutions needs to match. And our study, our traditional process of study of this moves at 1x, and technology is moving at 10x and 100x right now.